Hey guys, in today's video we are checking out something really awesome by Bogren Digital, yet another awesome product by them. And of course I'm talking about the new Ampknob Über Metal. And this was a really pleasant surprise for me. Let's start right away with the demo track so you guys can hear how these sound in action, and then we'll take a closer look. Check it out. All right, I hope you enjoyed that demo. That was my Vola, the Keene machine with the Fishman Fluence modern pickups in it, through these wonderful new Ampknob plugins by Bogren Digital. Of course, I'm talking about the BDE 120 Mark II, which I'm assuming is based on an Engel Savage 120 Mark II. I have a real one back there. And the BH4, which obviously is modeled after a Dietzel VH4. I also have one right here, so I'm familiar with the real life amplifiers, and I must say that these sound really, really awesome. It was super easy for me to get great results within a matter of seconds, basically. Now this video is sponsored by Bogren Digital. Thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video. Do note that these plugins will be priced at a price point of $49 each. And they also have a new bundle system where you can create your own bundles of amp knobs with an additional discount. And you can also include these new two plugins in there. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Okay, so this is the session, for my demo song. And I have 4 tracks here, 2 tracks for which I used the BDE 120 Mark II, so the Engel Savage, and then 2 tracks with the BH4. So I alternated between the two. So let's click BH4 away for a second and focus on the BDE 120 for a sec. Now, let's grab one guitar track that I used for this and pan it to mono. And let's take a listen to the tones. Now I do have a low cut on, which I will turn off for this demonstration. It's useful for a full mix, but not for this demonstration. So let's take a listen to the tone that we have going on. It sounds so nice and raw, but very organic and tube-like. There's this sag going on that's really pleasant. Just really sounds realistic. Let's take a listen to another riff. That is metal AF. All right, awesome. So, just as with the other Ampknob plugins, the layout is super simple. We have a power button. Oh, look, it fades out quite nicely and warms up again. That's cool. That's a nice little touch. Graphically, I think these look awesome. They replaced the Engel logo with amp for Ampknob, which is funny. We have an input gain, output gain. I only had to adjust the output gain. but that's very useful to have on the interface. A pedal knob, which enables a boost to tighten the tones up, a gain control, and a channel selector. So you can go to crunch channel as well. First, let's start with the pedal knob and see what that does, okay? Let's take a listen. Yeah, so it tightens up the tone, right? So I left it on for the entire duration of the demo song, but you can also turn it off if you're playing like big chords for a bit of a more thick and slow response. And then for super fast chugging and stuff, you can turn it on for a more tight and modern sound. Let's try it one more time and let's start with it off. Yeah, I like it. It's like a tube screamer. It's not super aggressive like, say, a 1433 or something like that. Let's turn it off and just experiment with the gain range a little bit. Yeah, so it has a wide range of gain available, which is nice. Let's try the other channel. Yeah, so that's the crunch channel. This amp in real life has 2 crunch channels, so I assume this is crunch 1, since that is the better crunch channel of the 2. But it's cool to have. It makes it quite a bit more versatile, right? So let's go back to the high gain channel with the boost on for the default tone. And let's try some other stuff. So we have a nice tuner, very cool. And then in the cab section, you can choose either a modern cabinet or a vintage cab. Let's take a listen to the differences, starting again with the modern cab, which is what I used for my demo. Yeah, so I assume that the modern cab perhaps is, you know, either an Engel cab or a Mesa cab or something, and then the vintage cab is probably like an old Marshall or something. Either way, both sound awesome. Vintage is a little bit more dark and warm sounding, and modern is very aggressive and in your face. Now, I want to also try an IR in the IR loader. This is one of my own IRs from one of my own IR packs based on the Jesus Demon. Let's see how this sounds. That also sounds great. I think the built-in cabinets. Yeah, the built-in cabs sound awesome as well, but the IR loader is great, I must say. So yeah, the BDE 120 Mark II is awesome. Sounds so good, and it's shockingly easy to get like amazing results within seconds. Some other features, you know, here's a setting menu for DSP quality, input mode, etc. And then also a noise gate, which is on by default, works really well, and a user manual, stuff like that. So again, very simple. Now let's move to the other one, and let's grab a track on which I have this plugin loaded up and pan it to mono. So the BH4. Let's take a listen to the settings that I used in the intro. And now with the pedal off, I must say it sounds very diesel-y, very VH4-y. Let's try the palm muted riff, and I'll turn the boost on and off. Yeah, so especially with the boost off, because the boost tightens it up a little bit and makes it a little bit more clean. With the boost off, you can really hear that VH4 character. I've talked about that a lot on my channel recently, actually. And yeah, it really does that VH4 thing. Of course, a riff like this sounds better with the pedal on. But you get a bit more of that VH4 charm and uniqueness if you turn it off. You know, that this amp kind of sounds as if it's always overloading, which is its charm, actually. And that makes the amp so unique, and that's why I love it so much. Let's try channel 4. Yeah, so a bit more saturated and harmonically rich than channel 3. Really awesome stuff. Let's go back to channel 3 and let's try the two cab options, starting with the modern cabinet. Yeah, so they both sound great. Again, modern is a bit more in your face and nasty, and vintage is a bit more round, but slightly less round than the vintage cab on the other one. You know, let's load another IR. So I've loaded up the STS Carney IR, which is based on the Eminence Carnivore. Again, one of my own packs. Let's take a listen. Awesome. Back to the modern cab. Really in your face. And the vintage cab. Yeah, that's so awesome. It sounds so ready and in your face. I love it so much. Again, we have the same, you know, stuff, the gate, the settings, etc. So again, very easy to use. So yeah, that's the Bogren Digital Über Metal amp knobs, the BDE 120 Mark II and the BH4. In case you couldn't tell already, I really love these. I think they sound great. For the price that they're selling these, it's kind of like a no-brainer if you're looking for a great tone that you can just slap on your guitar track and boom, you're done. That you can load your own IRs is a huge plus as well, to make the sound a little bit more personal if you feel like it. Bogren Digital, once again, did an amazing job with these. And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And also be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And you can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook and Instagram. Check out these plugins. If you want to support this channel, you know, hit the like button, of course, but you can also get something in my web store like an IR pack or buy something at my affiliate links for Thomann and Sweetwater. That also really helps the channel out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.